Hello and welcome to Metaphors for Life. My name's James Hardy. I've chosen to record this on location. I hope that you find this adds to your experience. In addition to this being on the main podcast feed, I've also recorded a video which I've put up on YouTube to accompany this episode. My intention in this episode is to illustrate some potentially useful aspects of a metaphor that says, thoughts in your mind are like vehicles on a road. As you may be able to hear just now, I live alongside a busy road. Streams of traffic flow past my window every day, from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. Sometimes it's a bit quieter, and at other times, like rush hour, the volume of traffic is high and queues start to build. Perhaps you live within earshot of a similar road, or at the other end of the spectrum, somewhere out in the countryside where it's peaceful and quiet. It can be noisy and distracting, having some cars going fast, speeding through without stopping, and others hanging around, breaking down or parking up to stay for a while. When it gets busy, vehicles end up queuing, jammed up, stuck in traffic, waiting for their turn to go through the next junction. There's only space on the road for so many vehicles at one time. I remember when I first noticed this traffic, and how intrusive and distracting these noises could be. I had doubts about whether I could live with and cope with this constant background noise when I'm trying to get on with important things in my life. At times I felt frustrated, wishing that the vehicles on this road would be quieter and leave me alone. I've also caught myself wondering about what it would be like to live on a nice, quiet street, or ways to block the road, build up walls to reduce the noise, or campaign to redirect the traffic. I've also found it interesting to watch the traffic, noticing the various different vehicles as they make their way past for whatever reason. Some familiar, perhaps running to a timetable, and some less so. There aren't just cars, for example. I've noticed that there are vans, buses, coaches, motorbikes, and other vehicles of all sorts. Different makes, models, colours, shapes and sizes. Over time, and since I started watching it, I have come to know and remind myself that I don't have control over this traffic. From time to time, there'll be a noisy, loud, obnoxious, smelly, attention-grabbing car that goes past, with its exhaust scraping along the road surface, flicking up sparks, perhaps being chased by the police because of the threat that it represents. I expect most people would be unsettled by this and impatient to see it clear out. I know that in my mind, I'd much prefer a procession of purring supercars or a smooth-running electric tram. In the same way, I have noticed that just as I can sit a little way back from the road or watch through the window, I can choose to observe the mental traffic of my mind, just like the road outside my house, with some amount of curiosity. Whether that's thoughts, physical sensations or emotions, I can be spotting the contents of interest and letting the vehicles flow, without necessarily getting caught up in judging their manoeuvres, worrying about the speed that they're going at, or the noise that they make on their way past. I've found that this strategy works well in my mind, as I try to pay attention to and get on with the things that are important to me, despite the inconvenience and discomfort that the rest of the traffic may contribute. I hope that you find this reflection helpful in your own life, and I'll leave you now to listen to the traffic.